The movie is called Nicole, right? It's 2020, came out in 2020. It's on Prime, it's on Amazon Prime Video. That's right? Comes with Amazon, right? It stars Tamika Shannon as Nicole. That's the lead character. You see she has an axe in her hand, so you know where we're going with the story. Stefan Wesley Green is John. And an ensemble cast which make up supporting scenes to move the story along. Okay, so let me tell you first of all, this film is not pedestrian in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, film is actually told through images. Why? Because film was a silent medium at first before talkies came in, right? So everything had to be told through images. So often when we break down films, we talk about how the images and the sizes and the cinematography and how it moves and the camera moves to tell the story, right? So you have to be set and ready to watch. You have to have your popcorn, you have to have your drink that you're gonna have, your snack, everything, because you do not you don't want to miss one frame of this film called Nicole. You don't want to miss one frame because the opening sequence is told through images. It's told through images, and you have to be ready and set to go and watch it without disturbance, because you will miss plot, you will miss beats, story beats that come later in the film, and so you have to be there watching. This is not a pedestrian film. This is on a higher level of filmmaking. Not only is it color, but it's also black and white. So you have black and white and color sequences to tell the story. This is not a pedestrian film. Okay. So pedestrian means like every day, you know, like just walking down the street, just every day, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di. This is not that film. You're going to enjoy this film. So here's the synopsis. Here's the hashtag TFR Podcast Live synopsis. A young woman must fight to keep her life together after an encounter which is a date from hell. A woman must fight to keep her life together after an encounter with a date from hell. Right? So the film opens up and you're introduced to a family of three, a mother, a father, and a daughter. Now the daughter is pretty tall, but the birthday cake said 5. They had 5 candles on the birthday cake. This girl is tall, which means that her age must have caught up with her height, because she was almost as tall as her parents, but she was supposed to be 5. Right? So automatically that stuns you right there. You say, wow, the cake says 5 and this girl looks like she's a teenager. But no worries on that. She at least looks 12, right? Preteen. She at least looks preteen. She doesn't look like she would be 5, but hey, you know, maybe she was eating her Flintstone vitamins, you know what I mean?
Well, part of the story is told a little because we see that her father's an alcoholic, right?
So, through the story, through the images.
Through the images, right.
That's right. So you have to stay.
Yeah, so maybe he ordered the cake and forgot he was
No. They drunk. Put the candles in. The candle, it said happy birthday.
Yeah, but when he ordered it, he might have been drunk.
Happy birthday, Nicole, and it had 5 candles, right? So you have to pay attention because they seem like they are the model family, but then other images within the storytelling tell you something opposite, like the father being addicted to alcohol, right? So then it flashes forward and you are introduced to Nicole.
Right.
And she sits up in the bed. It seems like she had been dreaming about a past birthday. Right. And then she turns, she looks at her nightstand, right. And that's all we're going to tell you, because you have to see this film. It is well put together. The pacing on it, even though it is not a pedestrian film, the pacing on it is incredible.
Yes, it's entertaining.
It will have you entertaining, and it will have you cringing
and
at points and laughing at points, and you just know that somebody in the film needs some FANAP. Now, if you don't know what FANAP is, you can go watch one of our episodes on #ObservationsTFR. We talk all about FANAP. If you haven't seen that commercial yet, but anyway. So this film is well worth it. The pacing, the storyline, and then her foil, the John character, right? We're not going to tell what he does for a living, but he does something else for his pastime. It's like a game to him, and he is, well, we're not going to say, you have to watch it. This film is worth watching. You will be entertained. If you did not know that this film existed, you will be pleasantly surprised. We are definitely telling you to see this film named Nicole on Prime, right? So let's go through the cinematography. Let's go through the breakdown of everything. Cinematography is a 10. Storyline through line, 10. Sound recording. The sound recording is beautiful in this, because they have to have those eerie sound effects like horror, and then they have the way that the music soundtrack is going through her flashbacks in her mind, the L and the J cuts, beautifully done. That's a 10. Character arc. Her character arcs incredibly. Right. Like she goes from being melancholy to happy by the end of the film. You just have to watch the film. That's a 10. Acting, skill, emoting. The emoting in this picture, the close-ups, the medium shoulders to head shots, and then the close-in big head shots. Beautifully done. They will have you, some of the scenes will have you on the edge of your seat. I would suggest not eating something when the film, you'll know when the film gets into its main purpose. And I would say eliminate eating at that point and watch the film. You will be, it's entertaining. Wardrobe and set. The use of minimalism, meaning that you see the office space and then you see the home space, but it's very minimal. It's not a lot of everything. It's very economical the way they tell the story. That's a 10. Locations, the outside locations which make the story. The Uber driver and all of that, you know what I'm saying, picking them up from different locations. That's a 10. Story beats. The story beats from the beginning, middle, and end. They all connect together. Very well done. Believability. Let me tell you something. There are some surreal scenes in this, right? But the believability of what it is, using the sound editing and the cuts on the film, right? It really makes it believable what you are seeing, right? Which makes it not for the budget that they had. It makes it believable. It is real, and you will enjoy it. You won't be saying, "No, that's a 10," right? Historic facts, showing you the city that they're in, right? And we're going to let you find that out for yourself. But it's a city that everyone knows, that everyone is familiar with. And they show you the city. And it's a historic points and facts to it. It is most definitely a 10. So what would you give Nicole?
I agree with everything you said. The only issue that I had is I thought that they would like open up and reveal why her personality was the way it was, right? Because when the film begins, clearly she's having issues, right? And but you know, towards the end, she does open up a little more. She's more gleeful.
I think it's set to be a part 2. I think
it
it's
has
Nicole
to, because
part
it's
2.
just kind of like there's this one. See, I don't want to give anything away, but it's just like her personality is like up and down, kind of like you mentioned that medication fan app. Her personality is like up and down, and that's what keeps the film interesting because you never know what she's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a good film. It was really entertaining. I would give it a 9.
You give it a 9.
And the only reason why I would give it a 9 is because I needed clarification on why her character is the way she is, like mentally, because you will see flashbacks of her family, but they don't tell you what went wrong, because clearly you'll see in the film something happened, something went wrong, but they don't tell you why.
I think
or what happened.
I think what's so good about it is that it kind of alludes to it.
Yeah,
and at the end,
alludes to it, yeah.
At the end of who you see at the end of the film in her world,
right? What she may have done.
It alludes to something, right? So what you see in her world. So that's why I said, oh, okay, that kind of answers. But it does need to be a part 2 because she's so smooth. She's smooth. It appears that it's like smooth. She's smooth at what she does. So I give it, Nicole. Okay. I give it a 10.
Yeah, and I give it a 9. So 9 isn't bad.
It's not bad. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Okay.